What happens when a billionaire forgets the woman who built his world, just because her body changed after 4 children? This is a powerful African story of love, betrayal, regret, and redemption. It will make you think, it might make you cry, but most of all it will make you respect real women. So sit back, relax, and let me tell you a story you'll never forget. My dear friends, please support me by clicking the subscribe button. Your support means so much to me. Let's grow this family together. Thank you so much. Story begins. In the heart of Port Harcourt, where oil money flows like river and tall buildings kiss the sky, lived a man called Mr. Richard Benson. He was a billionaire. People called him the king of PH business. He had everything a man could dream of: luxury cars, houses in Lagos and Abuja, companies in 3 countries, and even a private jet. But above all, he had something more precious: a beautiful wife named Gloria and 4 wonderful children. Gloria was not just any woman. She was once the beauty queen of Rivers State University, calm, elegant, and intelligent. Richard saw her at a charity dinner one rainy night, and immediately, his heart melted like butter in hot sun. "Excuse me, miss," he had said back then, "are you an angel that fell from heaven?" Gloria had laughed shyly, not knowing that this man, dressed in plain clothes, was a billionaire in disguise. That night, he didn't talk about money. He talked about dreams, about life, about family. And that was what won Gloria's heart. A year later, they got married in a grand wedding that shook the city. Celebrities came, governors attended, even the president sent a gift. God blessed them with 3 handsome boys: David, Daniel, and Dennis, and 1 sweet little girl, Diana, with big eyes like her mother. Their mansion stood tall in the GRA area of Port Harcourt: 10 bedrooms, a swimming pool, private cinema, marble floors, gold-plated furniture, and even a home gym. People used to stop by the gate just to snap pictures. "Oh God, when will you do my own like this?" one taxi driver used to say every time he passed the house. But you see, not everything that shines is gold. In the early years, Richard was a perfect husband. Every weekend, they had family lunch together. He would drive the kids to school, just to feel like a normal dad. They traveled to Dubai during summer and Cape Town during Christmas. Life was sweet. Gloria, despite having house helps, chose to cook for her family, loved it. Every evening, would wear her apron, tie her scarf, and cook a goosey soup with poundo yam for her husband. "My love, this your soup can raise the dead," Richard would say as he licked his fingers. They laughed, they played, they danced in the living room. Sometimes, the kids would catch their parents kissing and scream, "Daddy and Mummy are kissing again." Everything was like a fairy tale. But even fairy tales have their dark chapters. After giving birth to their last child, Diana, Gloria's body began to change. At first, it was the baby fat, normal, nothing serious. But then, and she wasn't losing weight like before. Her once firm, round breasts began to drop. Her hips got wider. Her stomach developed a soft roundness. She didn't mind. "I've had 4 kids," told herself. "This is part of motherhood." And Richard didn't complain, at least not at first. It was a sunny Saturday. Gloria was in their walk-in closet, trying on one of her old fitted gowns. It refused to zip. She laughed and said to Richard, "Ah, this dress is now disrespecting me, oh." But instead of laughing back, Richard looked at her and said casually, "Maybe if you weren't getting so fat, it would fit." Gloria froze, turned slowly. "What did you say?" "I said you've added weight," he replied, not even looking up from his phone. "It's not attractive anymore. Your stomach is becoming like balloon, and those your breast, they don't stand like before." The words hit Gloria like thunder. Laughed it off, fake laugh. "You're just joking, Abby." Richard looked up and said with a straight face, "I'm serious. You need to do something about your body." That night, while Richard was snoring, Gloria was in the bathroom crying. She removed her clothes and stood before the mirror. She touched her stomach, her arms, her breasts. "Is this really me?" she whispered. She remembered the days people used to call her fine girl, slim babe, campus queen. Now, felt like a stranger in her own body. The next morning, she started Googling. How to lose belly fat fast. Best waist trainer for African women. Natural breast firming methods. Tummy surgery. In Port Harcourt, her life was about to change, but not in the way she hoped. From that day Richard made the fat comment, everything started to change in their home. Gloria could feel it in the way he looked at her, the way he barely touched her, the way his compliments dried up like harmattan lips. Before, Richard used to say, "Baby, you're glowing," or, "Sweetheart, you look like money." Now, he would walk past her like she was invisible. If Gloria wore a new dress, he barely noticed. If she cooked his favorite meal, he just ate silently and stood up. No thank you, no you're the best, just coldness. And the worst part, he started comparing her with other women on TV, in the mall, even on Instagram. Gloria didn't give up easily. Joined a fitness center in GRA. Every morning by 6 a.m. She was on the treadmill, sweating and panting. The trainer encouraged her, saying, "Madam, consistency is the key. You will soon see results." Bought protein shakes, flat tummy teas, and green juice. Stopped eating rice, bread, and meat. Started drinking only warm water with lemon. Even her kids began to notice the change. "Mummy, why are you not eating again?" Dennis asked one day at dinner. Gloria smiled, her plate empty except for a cucumber. "Mummy is trying to look fine for Daddy." Little Diana tilted her head and said, "But you're already beautiful." That comment made Gloria tear up. But she didn't stop. She continued the gym, continued the diet, even started wearing waist trainer every night. She could barely breathe but wore it anyway. Believed that if became slim again, Richard would love her the way he used to. But no matter what she did, her body didn't snap back. One Saturday afternoon, they went to a friend's wedding. Gloria wore a long gold gown, with makeup and a new wig. She really tried, but as they walked into the reception hall, Richard whispered to her, "This dress is tight on you. Your stomach is showing." She looked at him, "But I'm wearing a waist trainer." He didn't answer. During the wedding, he kept staring at one of the bridesmaids, a slim girl with full hips and firm chest. Gloria saw it. Noticed everything. Every glance. Every silly giggle. Her heart was breaking. Began to Google, "Is surgery better than diet? How to fix sagging breast with plastic surgery? BBL in Nigeria." That's when she saw at a hospital in Port Harcourt that does cosmetic surgery. They even offered mommy makeover packages. And just like that, she booked an appointment. She didn't tell anyone, not even her best friend. Just wore a long gown, tied scarf, and entered Uber like a normal customer. The hospital was modern and quiet. White walls, clean air, beautiful receptionist. "Good morning, Ma," the nurse greeted. "Are you here for consultation?" Gloria nodded. "Yes, I want tummy surgery and breast lift." The nurse gave her a form. After filling it, was taken to a doctor. A gentle-looking man in glasses, who greeted her. "Mrs. Gloria Benson," he said after reading her form. "You're the billionaire's wife." Gloria gave a weak smile. "That doesn't matter. I just want to fix my body." The doctor looked at her kindly. "I will be honest with you. From the tests we've done, your blood pressure is high. And you have a heart condition you may not know about." Her heart skipped. "What are you saying? If we go ahead with this surgery, there is a strong chance you might not survive it." Silence. "But I need to look better. For my husband. He doesn't see me anymore." The doctor sighed. "Ma, any man who needs you to risk your life before he can love you again, is not worth dying for." Those words hit her deep. Thanked him and left the hospital quietly. Didn't speak to anyone for 2 days. Richard didn't notice she was gone for long. He didn't ask any questions when returned either. Tried to talk to him. "Richard, do you still love me?" Asked. He looked up from his iPad. "Why are you asking that?" "Because I feel like I'm no longer your woman. You don't even hold me anymore." Richard shrugged. "I don't like what I see anymore." Simple. Gloria's mouth opened in shock. "After 4 children, after I gave you my youth." He stood up and walked away. "Go and do something about it, then we'll talk." That night, Gloria knew something was broken. Rumors began to fly. One of the security guards came to her secretly and said, "Madam, I saw Olga carrying one small girl inside car yesterday night." They went to hotel. Gloria shook her head. Not Richard. But the next day, she saw a lipstick stain on his white shirt. He didn't even hide it. Just threw the shirt in the laundry like it meant nothing. That evening, she followed him in her car. He entered a fancy restaurant in GRA with a lady who looked like a model, slim waist, full hips, perky chest. They laughed loudly as they drank wine. Gloria didn't enter. Just watched from her car as tears rolled down her face. The next morning, Gloria woke up early. Her eyes were swollen from crying all night. Looked beside her. Richard was still asleep, snoring loudly, his phone clutched in his hand like a baby holding a rattle. Reached for it. Something pushed her. Check it, Gloria. Her hand shook, but she unlocked it with the password she'd known for years. Gloria. As she scrolled through his messages, her heart shattered again. Vanessa. Baby, I miss you already. Richard. Me too, sugar. You're my peace. Not like the stress at home. Gloria dropped the phone. Her stomach tightened. Ran into the bathroom and vomited. That day, she called the hospital again. She was ready. Dr. Kelvin welcomed her with a serious face. He already knew she was coming back. Mrs. Benson, he said gently. You're risking your life. Gloria looked tired, broken, and almost desperate. I've thought about it, she said. If I die, at least I'll die trying to win back my husband. The doctor leaned back. But at what cost? I've tried gym. I've tried diet. I've tried everything, she whispered. He doesn't love me like this. Dr. Kelvin opened her file and sighed. Your heart is not strong enough for this operation. If we do it, you might not wake up from the anesthesia. You have two choices. Live with the body you have, or die trying to change it for a man who's already chasing someone else. Gloria burst into tears right there in the office. She cried so much that the nurse had to bring water and tissue. For 30 minutes, she sobbed like a little girl. After she calmed down, the doctor leaned forward and said something that shook her soul. You're not the problem, Gloria. Your husband is. The body you're trying to change carried 4 children. It kept your home for years. It cooked, loved, gave life. You should be honored like a queen, not judged like a model. Thank you, doctor. Stood up, wiped her tears, and said, I'm not doing the surgery again. As she walked out of the hospital, she wasn't going to beg for love again. When she got back home that evening, Richard didn't ask where went. He was busy on the phone, laughing loudly. Baby, we see you this weekend. I've booked the room, he said. You know I like your shape, natural and sweet. Gloria didn't say a word. Just walked past him, entered the bedroom, and started packing her things. She packed slowly, carefully. She wasn't in a hurry. One bag for her clothes. One for the kids. Jewelry box. Bible. Old photo albums. Her mother's wrapper. Then she paused and stared at the full-length mirror. Her eyes scanned her own body. The tummy that stretched 4 times. The breasts that fed her babies. The hips that widened with time. The body she once hated. Now, she saw a warrior. Said to herself, I am still a woman. I am still worthy. The kids were in the living room watching cartoons when she called them together. My angels, she said, trying to smile. We're going to live somewhere else for a while. David, the oldest, asked, why, Mummy? Gloria touched his head gently. Because sometimes, peace is more important than mansion. Will Daddy come with us? Diana asked. Gloria blinked. No, baby, but we will be fine. They didn't understand everything, but they trusted her. So they followed. She called a taxi. She didn't want to use the driver Richard had given her. She didn't want any trace. As the car drove off from the mansion, Gloria looked back only once. No tears this time, just peace. At midnight, Richard walked into the bedroom and noticed it was quiet. No sound of children breathing. No light from the reading lamp Gloria always left on. No smell of baby lotion. Just cold emptiness. He opened the closet. Empty. He checked the children's room. Empty. He ran downstairs, called out, Gloria. He picked his phone and dialed. Switched off. That's when it hit him. She had left. Richard sat alone in the kitchen. The mansion was still shining. The furniture still gold. But the house was empty. No Gloria singing in the kitchen. No Diana giggling. No Dennis breaking glass. No David reading in the corner. No Daniel arguing with the TV. Just silence. He poured himself tea. It was bitter. Not because he forgot sugar. But because he knew he had pushed away the only person who truly loved him. Later that day, Vanessa came to the house wearing short gown and heavy perfume. Baby, she called out. Richard didn't smile. Vanessa opened the fridge and hissed, no food. What kind of billionaire house is this? She walked past the living room with loud chewing gum in her mouth, laughing at a video on her phone. Richard watched her silently. He started to see her differently. No warmth, no love, no peace, just body and drama. And in that moment, he knew. He had made the biggest mistake of his life. Vanessa was everything Richard thought he wanted: young, curvy, full of energy, always smiling, and most importantly, she had the body Gloria didn't have anymore. But one thing he didn't know was this. Beauty without character is like perfume on a corpse, sweet on the outside, rotten inside. At first, the relationship felt like a dream. Vanessa called him Babe Zaddy, and my billionaire boo. She sent him voice notes every morning and selfies every night. Richard, lost in excitement, gave her everything. A brand new Lexus Jeep. An apartment in Peter O'Dilly Road. A monthly 200,000 naira allowance. Shopping trips to Lagos, and even a trip to Ghana for her birthday. Gloria had carried his children for 9 months each. Vanessa had only carried herself, yet she was getting more love now than Gloria ever did in recent years. But the fantasy was about to crash like a careless driver in rainy traffic. Richard returned from work and saw Vanessa sitting in the living room with long eyelashes, her legs on the glass table, watching TikTok loudly. The house was scattered plates on the floor, lipstick on the mirror, wigs everywhere. Vanessa, you didn't clean again? Richard asked calmly. Rolled her eyes. I'm not your maid. Oh. Did you marry me? Richard blinked. I thought you said you loved a clean home. I said I like clean home. I didn't say I want to be the one cleaning it. You better hire cleaner, a beg. She stood up, yawned, and went upstairs, leaving him staring at the mess. That was the first time Richard felt a small regret crawling up his throat. As days passed, Vanessa became worse. Spent hours making TikTok videos in bikinis by the pool. Even when Richard was on important Zoom call, stormed into his office at home, phone in hand. Baby, come and feature in this video with me nah. My fans will scream. I'm in a meeting, Richard said, embarrassed as his business partners stared. Vanessa frowned. So your meeting is more important than your baby girl's page? Richard muted his and hissed, are you okay? This is work. Vanessa hissed louder. You didn't shout like this when I was wearing red pant for you. And slammed the door. Richard could barely continue the meeting. His mind was boiling. One morning, Vanessa called Richard and said, guess what, baby, you're gonna be a daddy again. Richard was silent. I'm pregnant, said, smiling. He forced a fake smile. Wow. Okay, he should have been happy. But deep down, he felt nothing. No joy, no excitement. Unlike when Gloria told him she was pregnant with David. That day, he bought her flowers and danced with her in the kitchen. But now, it felt like a trap. Still, he took responsibility. He booked her for antenatal at a private hospital. He even bought her more clothes and shoes. He tried to act happy. But in his heart, he was empty. The baby girl came. They named her Hope. Was cute and healthy. But even that didn't bring happiness to Richard. Vanessa had now turned to full-time madam. She no longer cooked, cleaned, or even showed him respect. You think you're the only billionaire in PH? She said one evening during an argument. There are richer men in Lagos, and they're begging me for attention. Richard was shocked. Then go and meet them. Vanessa clapped back. LOL. You think you're doing me a favor? That night, Richard sat alone on the balcony and opened an old photo album from his drawer. There it was. A picture of Gloria in the hospital, holding their first son, David, with sweat on her face and tears in her eyes, smiling. He closed the book and covered his face. He had exchanged gold for plastic. One Sunday morning, Richard called Gloria's number again. This time, it rang. Hello, she answered. Richard paused. Her voice hit him like thunder. Familiar. Warm. Safe. Gloria. Please, I need to talk to you. Silence. I'm listening, said coldly. I made a mistake. I thought I wanted something else, but now I see I lost everything. Gloria replied, you didn't just lose me. You lost your children's respect. And even your peace. I want to see them, he said. Do they want to see you? She asked, and cut the call. Richard sat on the floor, broken. That evening, Vanessa came home with shopping bags. Guess what, boo? I bought that designer bag I told you about. Richard didn't smile. Walked over to him, kissed his forehead. Why are you frowning? I want you to move out, Richard said without looking at her. Vanessa froze. What? I'm done. You're joking. I'm not. Vanessa dropped the bags. So after everything, after the baby, you don't love me. You love the lifestyle, Richard replied calmly. And I need peace. Vanessa stormed out, shouting and cursing. Packed her things the next morning, leaving only little baby Hope behind. Richard was now truly alone. Richard Benson, the billionaire everyone in Port Harcourt respected, had everything on the outside. But inside, he was empty. His mansion had never felt so big, so quiet, so lifeless. So my people, That's how one of the richest men in Port Harcourt nearly lost everything: his wife, his children, and his peace of mind, all because of pride, body shaming, and a side chick. But in the end, he learned a bitter lesson. That a woman's worth is not in her waist size or breast shape, but in her heart, her loyalty, and her sacrifice. Gloria didn't fight with fists. She didn't shout or drag her husband online. Walked away with her dignity. And started again. With her children, her God, and her courage. And guess what? She came out stronger, richer, and more beautiful. Not just on the outside, but from within. As for Richard, he now knows that real queens don't always wear crowns. Sometimes, they wear aprons, carry babies, and build empires from there. If you're married, cherish your partner. If your wife has changed physically after childbirth, remember, her body changed to give you life. Respect that, and if you've made a mistake, own it, apologize, change. It's never too late to rebuild. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this powerful story, please do these 3 things. Subscribe to the channel. More touching African stories are coming. Like the video, it helps more people hear this message. Drop a comment, tell us, have you or someone you know ever faced this kind of situation? Remember, every story has a lesson. This one, it teaches us that true love is more than shape. It's commitment, forgiveness, and growth. I remain your storyteller, bringing you drama, truth, and inspiration straight from the heart of Africa. See you in the next story. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye.